Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hindu Explainer series. I am Kushagra Goel and warm greetings from Law Prep Tutorial. On March 14, as you know, it is a Sunday, so there will be no editorials. And as assembly elections are coming closer in multiple states, the profile section has also reduced. However, there are certain important news for you all to understand and utilize the time that is available from today's newspaper to revise all that you have been doing throughout the week, right? Revise the news because important summits took place in this week, right? For example, the Quad Summit, highlights from the Afghanistan peace process, right? So conflict from Middle East and multiple military exercises that took place within this 1 week. Therefore, the last 1 week becomes really important from perspective of foreign policy or international news from current affairs point of view. So make sure that you are revising all of that, right? On that point, we will begin with today's newspaper, right? So on the front page, COVID cases have increased in the country. Yesterday, India reported far more cases for the first time than in this year, right? And Maharashtra is leading the caseload, which highlights that how we need to we cannot let our guard down at all, right? So the DGC has also highlighted no mask, no flight. That is, in case you are violating the COVID guidelines, it is important that strict adherence to them is required, because in case of labs, COVID cases are rising. You can see the graph of India's COVID cases rising once again at the front page. Then on the left hand side, Dravid Mudra Kargam announced its manifesto for assembly elections. Political news not relevant, right? What becomes more relevant for us is a small news here at the center of the front page, which is Sri Lanka to ban burqa and shut down 1000 madrasas, right? This is Sri Lanka apparent change towards or reducing extremism in the country, all right? Now, this new rules will be implemented under the Prevention of Terrorism Act, all right? And under this, the overall 21 million strong population of Muslims in Sri Lanka, which constitutes approximate 10% of the population, will get affected, right? So, as part of this, Sri Lankan government will not only ban symbols in public space about religious symbols or attires, but will also try to re-educate the population of Sri Lanka. Now remember, this is a tendency or policy that has been seen in clampdown on Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang province of China too. So you can correlate this news along with that, alright, the policies that are being implemented, correlation to that, and therefore it becomes important, right? Then moving on. On the second page, there is highlights about cybercrime control in India, alright. This is focused on Delhi police and how they are doing. But what becomes more relevant for us are also the softwares which do what, alright. Cybercrime is something that has been in news. We have seen Red Echo Group undertaking cyber attacks on India and the name of the spywares and malware. So how do you combat that? Those tools that are being implemented in the country become equally important, right? So first things first, how do you begin making a note about this news? You start doing this by noting down who is implementing this. It is being implemented by the National Cyber Forensic Laboratory, NCFL, alright, under Delhi Police Cyber Cell, right, and Cyber Prevention Awareness Detection Center at the NCFL in Dwarka is the one that is undertaking all of this, right? The force is 450 plus strong. Now what are they doing? What are the softwares that they are implementing? NCASE is one name, is a forensic toolkit and universal forensic extraction device, alright. So three things: NCASE, FTK, which is forensic toolkit, and third, universal forensic extraction device, UFED. What are they used for? They are tools to able to copy, analyze and extract information from damaged devices. For example, you burn down a phone, you try to break the overall device. How do you retrieve data from such devices? These three tools become relevant. All right. Then spyware. How do you ensure or how do you check whether a PC or a device is affected by spyware, whether it is being remotely controlled or not? That software that we are using is FireEye, which helps the Delhi police track whether a device is infected by spyware or not. Then lastly, how do you check or enhance images? So for example, multiple times you see CCTV videos, you see pictures, right? You zoom in a picture, or for example, you want to find out what is written on this screen that is being recorded. All right. So how do you enhance the quality of the image? How do you enhance the quality of a video, right? So for that purposes, two softwares are being used, which is Amped 5 and Kensense. All right. So two things for video and photography improvement, Amped 5 and Kensense. All right. So these two tools, right? So three things: one, to determine and retrieve data from damaged devices, three tools for that, two tools for FireEye for spyware, and then two tools for which are Amped 5 and Kensense for image and video improvement by Delhi Police Cyber Cell. All right. Then moving on the national news, more permanent structures are coming up at the borders because the government has not initiated any conversation. The impasse between government and farmers is ongoing, and summer months are coming up, so to protect themselves, COVID cases are rising. However, one important thing that becomes relevant, all right, which is about ordinance and their time period. In terms of constitution, this is a news that highlights how ordinances or things that are implemented through ordinance, if they are not approved by the house, then they lapse. All right. So under article 1, 2, 3, all right, the government has the power to bring in ordinances. However, they will lapse in case they are not brought in a particular time period. That time period is that first is 6 months, and then once the assembly convenes or the session begins, within 6 weeks it should be tabled. However, the Commission on Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and adjoining areas, which was brought in by an ordinance, was not presented in the House within 6 weeks of the Lok Sabha reconvening. Therefore, the bill has now lapsed and this authority has now become non-functional. All right, because it was not presented in the House, the ordinance through which the body Commission on Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining regions has now become non-functional. So under Article 123, the time period is 6 months plus 6 weeks. Once the Parliament convenes, 6 weeks is the time period to introduce it. If you don't do it, the ordinance lapses. Now the government either needs to bring a new ordinance or introduce a law afresh. A new law needs to be implemented or brought in that needs to be passed by the House for this body to be approved. All right. Article 123 is the power of ordinance making and the time period for it. Right. Then moving on other national news, nothing of real note on this page. All right. Then on the poll side, in elections, certain news become relevant, certain do not. One of them is about sweep. What is sweep? Sweep is systematic voters education and electoral participation. This is a program that the Election Commission runs to increase voter participation in elections in general. In Assam, 2 mascots have been created for assembly elections, and the mascot for animals is the swamp deer. All right. So Assam and Kaziranga National Park, which is the most prominent one, has 5 wildlife that are considered very prominent and novel in the region. The swamp deer is being selected as the mascot for assembly elections. All right. And he has also been given a name the name is Tikor. Tikor is the mascot for assembly elections in Assam. All right. And Sutibai is the butterfly that has been made the female mascot. All right. So mascots for assembly election: Tikor, the swamp deer, and Sutibai, the butterfly. All right. Being implemented under sweep program of the Election Commission. All right. Then moving on the other national news, nothing of real note, right? Then yesterday the Prime Minister had a conversation with his counterpart from Sri Lanka, alright? This week, at the end of this week or the end of March, the Human Rights Council will vote on Sri Lanka's excesses on human rights during the civil war time period, alright? Sri Lanka is seeking India's support for that vote, that it will defeat the purpose of the resolution or will support whatever stand the Sri Lankan government takes, alright? However, the stand of India has not been disclosed. How India will vote has not been disclosed. Nevertheless, the Prime Minister yesterday reiterated the importance of Sri Lanka to India's neighborhood first policy, alright? And he highlighted how overall relationship between Sri Lanka and India is improving and is important to India, alright? So we need to wait about how things are determined. Then yesterday, on the left hand side, Supreme Court issued notice in a plea challenging the Places of Worship Act, alright? Now what is the Places of Worship Act? It is an act that was passed by the Parliament which states that as religious institutions or buildings structures stood on the date of independence, prior to that incidents, whatever happened, cannot be questioned. The Supreme Court, when it gave the Ram Janmabhoomi Ayodhya judgment, also reiterated the importance of this act, alright? However, yesterday it issued a notice in this petition. Now, this issuance of notice does not mean the court has accepted the challenge, alright? Preliminary notice does not mean an opinion. Therefore, this is just a mere update for us, alright? Then the more important news is from Mizoram. We know that multiple incidents of people wanting to get into Indian borders from Myanmar has been happening and they are being described as refugees by the northeastern states. Northeastern states share a border length of approximately 1,643 kilometers with Myanmar. We know brutal crackdown on protests have been happening in Myanmar since February 1, alright? So here is an analysis of why that is, or why northeastern states are closer to Myanmar or people on the borders of Myanmar. So one fact that they share a long border, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram and Manipur share 1,643 kilometers as borders. Now the communities that are residing on both the sides of the borders have close relationship. How is that? Because they form part of the Chin, Kuki, Mizo, Zomi group of people, which are tribal communities there who have kinship or common ethnic ties, right? Now, how is that? The Mizo people of Mizoram and the Kuki Zomi community in Manipur have a strong kinship with the Chins across the border. So, Chins is the community that is on the Myanmar side, and on the Indian side of the border, it is the Kuki Zomi community in Manipur. Now, the people there have been asking to tag those who are entering from Myanmar to India as refugees. However, the government of India has issued, the Ministry of Home Affairs has issued notice that no, you should refrain from describing them as refugees. All right. Then moving on the other national news, no real updates apart from this one news, which is that Srinagar is back on militancy radar. 7 months ago, the police there had described Srinagar as free of militancy. That is that there have been no new recruits of locals into militancy. However, now notice has been issued for 7 recruits who have been identified in the city. So Srinagar is back on the militancy radar, alright, after 7 months free. Then moving on, Ayushman Bharat campaign picks up pace. Now these campaigns, their names become relevant because they are part of the union budget, right? Policies announced in the union budget and how they are being promoted become relevant. Therefore, anything that has been highlighted in the budget, how it is being implemented becomes important for us, right? So Ayushman Bharat flagship scheme of the union government for healthcare is being implemented in some states under Aapke Dwar Ayushman campaign, which is being run by the National Health Authority. all right, NHA. For 4.7 lakh beneficiary verifications happened in one day. What are the states that are carrying out this drive? Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir among other states. Alright, so this is where the campaign Aapke Dwar Ayushman by National Health Authority is being implemented for creation of Ayushman Bharat cards so that people can take benefit of the scheme, right? Then moving on the international front, right? So update from Bolivia, former Bolivian president, interim Bolivian president Jeanine Áñez and along with her cabinet members have been arrested. All right, this is on charges of trying to have a coup in Bolivia, right? So as more updates flow in, we will cover this news, right? Then on the left hand side is about China defying Hong Kong's agreement. This agreement was 1997. Hong Kong was a colony of Britain and they had agreed when Britain decided to leave Hong Kong that there will be one country, two systems, that China was not a democracy, it is not recognized as a party democracy. Hong Kong will be a free democratic estate, all right, autonomous region. However, that is now reducing and we will cover a news where it is listed how it is, all right. Then US court removes Xiaomi from blacklist. This is an update from previous news in the following months of Donald Trump, that is the month of January, that Donald Trump had, his administration has categorized Xiaomi under the list where companies cannot trade. However, the US court has ended the ban and had a stay. Alright, so Xiaomi can now once again enter into investment with US clients, right? Then moving on the profile page, two profiles. One is about US New York State's governor, that is Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo last year became overnight popular because he withstood Donald Trump's pressure of not reopening New York under the as per the fight of COVID-19. He took it seriously. However, now details have emerged how he withheld death numbers and sexual harassment allegations are also being investigated, all right, against him. Then on the left hand side, this is a profile of the new and the 9th CM of Uttarakhand, that is Trinath Singh Rawat. Alright, he hails from the Thakur community which has had most of the CMs of Uttarakhand, right? Then moving on the health page, nothing of real note. On the left hand side there is a news which is Jhuram Formation. What is Jhuram Formation? There are pictures of this, alright. Now Jhuram formations are considered to be hematite formations. These formations have hematite within them, which is a sign that probably water existed at certain points of time. It is speculated that Mars had water and 300 billion years ago it lost its water. But as these formations still exist, it is presumed that water in some capacity still exists on Mars, alright, which is being investigated. The Jhuram formation of Mars are being checked and compared to the ones that have been found in Kutch in Gujarat, alright. Kutch in Gujarat is considered to be a example of what the atmosphere and overall climate of Mars would be if water is not there, alright. Kutch is considered a desert region but of a different category, alright. So this is Jhuram formation and Kutch is being compared with Mars to analyze the situation in Mars, right? Then moving on the Q&A section, right? On the left hand side, the electoral overhaul in Hong Kong, we have already covered this news. New reforms are being implemented in Hong Kong to have changes in the overall system there. That is, one, more nominated members in the Assembly and Council of Hong Kong that would introduce more and more Communist Party members and reduce direct democracy in Hong Kong, something that happens in the overall mainland China. Then secondly, people who can contest elections, a negative list is being created by the Election Commission. That is, pro-democracy people cannot get elected, right? So that is control that is being implemented in Hong Kong, which United Kingdom has flagged, right? But apart from that, more important news, this is the one that we have already covered, right? Which is the questions that the Supreme Court is now going to ask or has issued notice seeking response. It is about One, looking back at the case of Indira Sahani versus Union of India, and whether exceptional situations and the bracket, that is the limit of 50%, can be breached or not. All right. Second things is the power under 102nd Amendment Act and Article 354A. All right, these questions highlighted here is something we had already talked about, and I had written in in-depth analysis what these questions are. They have been enlisted here once again. One new thing that this article tells us are the two old cases which had discussed this. All right. First is the M.R. Balaji versus State of Mysore case. What did that say? That Supreme Court first ruled that reservations, being special provision for backward classes, should not normally exceed 50%. Alright, so Indian courts that follow a system of rule of precedent, being a court system of common law countries, follows or is bound by what previous cases have determined. So in 1962, the court stated that 50% is a limit. Then in the case of Kerala versus N.M. Thomas, it stated that in certain exceptional situations, this can be breached. However, reiterating the words of B.R. Ambedkar, who is considered the chief drafter of our constitution and the father, confined to a minority of seats was his term when using reservation. Therefore, reservation as a policy should only be for minority of seats, and therefore the 50% threshold was created. Alright, the moment you breach 50%, that becomes majority of seats are reserved. Alright, so you go beyond the threshold that previous cases and what B.R. Ambedkar had envisioned in the policy too. Alright, so now Supreme Court has put up questions, should this be breached or not, right? And the powers under 102nd Amendment Act. Alright, then there is further explanation of the Kane Energy dispute. Alright, so it is listing out the arguments of different countries. What is the retrospective tax that India implemented is something that you can make a note of from this news. Alright, so in Union Budget 2012 that was presented by former President Pranab Mukherjee, that Income Tax Act was amended to make sure that even if a transfer of shares takes place outside India, such a transfer can be taxed if the value of those shares is based on assets in India, and this was applied retrospectively. So this is exactly what was applied retrospectively. What does it mean? It means that, let's say Kushagra Goel is an asset based in India. Alright, two companies, Amazon and Microsoft, alright, they are doing a share agreement. They are selling, one is selling assets to another, right? And there is an asset based in India. Alright, if not a person, this screen, the screen is an asset. Alright, it's a commodity you can buy and sell. So when a sale agreement takes place in two different countries or two different companies not based in India, however, it is based on an asset or it is related to a sale of an asset that is based in India, then the government of India can tax it. That is what the rule that was brought in under Union Budget. However, this claim that this could be done retrospectively or India has the power to tax these things was rejected by the Permanent Court of Arbitration and the Supreme Court also. Alright, so now India plans to appeal this case further is the news that we know. Alright, then moving on the business side, there is one important thing. Alright, under the law for Monetary Policy Committee. Monetary Policy Committee is a committee headed by the RBI governor. In 2016, the government brought in this to have a target inflation, that is in the limit of 2 to 6%. That is the deviation and 4% is the ideal one. So 2 to 6% is the inflation bracket. However, for the first time, the review will take place of this in 2021, that is after 5 years. In anticipation or just before this review takes place, India's chief economic advisor has given a statement which is focus on growth than inflation, that inflation is okay. What this means is the government stand is that it is alright with breaching the bracket of 6% as the highest threshold for inflation. When inflation happens, the prices of commodities increases. We know price of commodities such as domestic gas, petroleum, all of those are increasing. When they increase, the overall needs of the economy on which we rely on, they become expensive. If your incomes are not rising, you will start consuming them less. That is why inflation hurts the middle and the poor more than the rich. All right, so government is planning or wants or has given indication that it is okay with breaching that. Two things to be noted down for us is, one is the first review of the Monetary Policy Committee, which had a mandate to limit inflation from 2 to 6% bracket. All right, first thing. Second, that the first review of it will take place in 5 years, and the RBI governor is the one that heads it. Now on 31st March, the review details will be out for us, and that is when we will know what it means. All right, so that is when we will discuss it further. On that point, on the sporting front, yesterday Mumbai City FC won the ISL and a double head and have become the winners of the Indian Super League, which is the prominent football sporting event of the country. All right, so Mumbai City FC defeated Mohun Bagan, ATK Mohun Bagan, and won the final. They were also the team that was on top of the group standings, so they have won the double in the ISL. All right, so that is one news for us to make a note of on sporting front. On that point, I will conclude for the day. In today's newspaper, multiple things to be noted down. All right, so beginning with Sri Lanka making a change in its laws about banning of burqas and closing down madrasas. Second, the mascot for Assam elections. All right, swamp deer and butterfly, their names becomes important. Third are the softwares that the Delhi police or cyber cells uses for enhancement or protection. All right, then fourth are the overall policies that Ayushman Bharat and its promotion. All right, that becomes important. Along with that, things you have to keep a note of is on international level. All right, which is one, the overall situation between India and Sri Lanka, and then more updates from Hong Kong, Myanmar. All right, why refugees, all of that, and lastly on the economic front. So overall 6 things to be noted down in today's newspaper. Make sure that you do your revision of the previous week also today. On that note, thank you so much, and if you like the work that we do, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel or haven't hit the bell icon, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss the updates from us.